Hey, welcome to another episode of So You Want My Feedback, which is part of the Feedback Matters blog, podcast, and YouTube channel. We are part of GuestInsight, and in these episodes, we review actual feedback asks from hotels, restaurants, and other businesses that we get as part of living our daily lives. So these are real feedback requests. As always, we do not reveal who these are from because it's really not about who is sending these actual feedback requests and surveys. It's more about how they're executed, what the email asks look like, as well as what the surveys themselves look like. We're looking for best practices and where these businesses do a great job and where they may fall a little bit short. So let's get into this one. So if you look at my screen, you can see that this is the email that was received after staying at a hotel recently. This is not a chain hotel. It's I would describe it as a independent boutique hotel here in the Northeast. That's where we're based. Recent stay, and this email was received the day after checking out, which we love. Timely ask for feedback so that the stay is fresh in the guest's mind. So the subject is, let us know about your stay. And that's fine. That's an okay subject line. Then down in the body of the email, we have just the logo for the hotel. Again, we're not going to show... we're not going to reveal who this is because that's, again, not what this is about. And let's go through it. As always, we do not do these ahead of time. We do not preview them. We actually go through them in real time so that there's our knee-jerk, honest reactions to what they look like. So let's get going. Dear, name of the guest. And again, I read them because some people choose to just listen to these as audio-only podcasts. Some choose to watch them on our YouTube channel. So by reading them, you can enjoy them either way. Hopefully you enjoy them. Anyway, let's keep going. Thank you for staying with us at Name of the Hotel. We truly hope you enjoyed your stay. To help us improve, we would appreciate your feedback. A quick review for your stay on the date will only take a couple of minutes. Click here to take our quick survey. Thank you again for your stay, and we hope to see you again soon. Sincerely, signed management, name of the hotel. All right, personalized. They use our name when they're addressing us. Dear, name of the guest. They're thanking us. That's great. This is a short email, which is great. There's a link to the survey here, which is great. We'll click that in a second. They're setting up an expectation for how long this is going to take. Will only take a couple of minutes. Love that. Thank you again. Hope to see you again soon. Always good. Always like to see that. And then it's signed sincerely, just management and the name of the hotel. Again, this is something that comes up often. We would prefer to see the ownership of this effort taken by a specific person. Typically, it would be the general manager of the hotel, if it's a one-off, or even the proprietor or owner, if it's a small boutique hotel, or in a larger organization, whether it's a regional chain or a national chain, someone in management. But we don't like to see just management. We think this is not really the right way to do it. You're addressing me as a person by name, sign it. But someone should take ownership of this. Okay, let's move on. We will click the link and get into the survey. Okay, name of the hotel up top. Please give us your feedback. They're showing us what's required. And then we're going down, and it looks like there's multiple questions on this page. We'll see how many pages we get. But let's get into it. First question, how likely are you to recommend us? Okay, Net Promoter Score question. We have They're not telling usually we see how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or a colleague. Here they're just saying how likely are you to recommend us, which is fine if you choose to use Net Promoter Score, which, as if you know and follow us and have watched any or listened to any of our other content, you know we are not big fans of it for a variety of reasons. However, a lot of people choose to use it. It is a 0 to 10 scale, so that's 11 possible choices. There's a midpoint, therefore, which we do like to have a midpoint if you're neutral. And then the 0 is, they're showing that 0 is the low end with this sad face emoji, and 10 is the high end of the scale with the happy face emoji, and it is required. As we scroll down, I'll fill this in at the end, but let's go scroll down and see what else we have. Please rate your overall experience with our hotel, and then they have a number of different attributes. Arrival experience, okay, now we're using a 5-point scale. We like 5-point scales. I would prefer to see that everywhere. Again, 1 is the low end of the scale, sad face emoji. 5 is the high end of the scale, happy face emoji. Guest room, same scale, 1 through 5. Food and beverage, same thing, 1 through 5. And you can choose not applicable here. So then we have departure experience, same scale. Friendliness of staff, same scale. Helpfulness of staff, same scale. Down below we have please answer the following questions about our hotel. How did you hear about us? And then here are the choices. So these are radio buttons, so only one chose. You can only choose one. Media, online booking site, online review site, prior visit, recommendation, other. Why did you choose our property? Again, radio buttons. Location, price, reputation, value, or other. These are radio buttons as well. Now we have, did you experience any issues during your stay? Yes or no. Please provide any additional comments that you would like to share with our general manager, and then submit. All right, we'll go back up and go through this because there's questions I have as I fill it out. So let's go back, and then there's a submit button at the bottom. So this looks like it's a 1-page survey, everything on the same page. Okay, we're back at the top. Again, asterisk required. How likely are you to recommend us? Our stay was great. For me, this is as you know, if you watched any of my content, any of our content in general, not just me, recommend is for us a yes or no question. So we don't see this as an 11-point or 0 to 10 scale. This is binary. It's either a yes or no. This was a great experience. This is a 10 for me. Please rate your overall experience with our hotel. Note that these are not, there's no asterisk here, so they're not required. So the arrival experience, this place is going to get great ratings from me because we had a great experience. Guest room. So arrival experience obviously refers to check-in and anything else, I guess, related to like getting through the lobby, getting up to the room, getting luggage to the room, I guess. I would like to see a little more detail if they're going to just call it arrival experience. That said, it was great. Guest room. This is a little disappointing that we're only rating the guest room with, there's one attribute here, which is just, I don't know, it's just the guest room. There's aspects of there's attributes within the guest room I'd like to rate. Comfort of the bed, furnishings, condition of things, like is anything tired, bathroom, amenities, all those things. Housekeeping, I mean, there's a lot of things to rate here. So it's all lumped together. Fortunately, in this case, everything was great, so it's applicable to just be able to give it one rating, so I will. Food and beverage, so there's really two aspects of it. There was a breakfast that was complimentary, served every day, and then there was a restaurant which we did have the opportunity to use. Again, This is very. It's not getting enough detail from me. So again, we had a great experience, so it's a 5. But I would have liked to be able to give more detail about each of the food and beverage outlets, the menu selections, the service, all those things. But that's not asked for here. So I don't know how useful this survey is really to them, because they're not really learning all that much about the details of all these things. Interestingly, there's a not applicable checkbox here. So I'm not sure why, because this is not a required question by the asterisk. So I understand that not everybody uses either the breakfast or the restaurant, but because there's no asterisk, they don't really need to do that, because I could just skip over it. But what happens if I do click it? Will it take my 5 rating away? Yeah, it does. Well, at least that's good. So, but we will give it a 5. Departure experience. Check out, I guess, and how quickly we got out. Again, no level of detail here. For us, it was great, but, I wish there's more detail there. Friendliness of staff. Everybody was fantastic, but again, I'd like to be able to perhaps provide ratings on individual people, depending on what department they were in. Again, 5 for us. Helpfulness of staff, same comment there. Now let's get to this part. Please answer the following questions about our hotel. How did you hear about us? So it looks like, again, these are radio buttons, so we can only choose one, but theoretically, it could be more than one of these things that might apply. Interestingly, I just noticed that if you click prior visit, they are trying to see how many times I visited. Interesting that they're doing that, but theoretically they have this information because they sent an email to me, and assuming I still have the same email address, they probably have some information on this. They probably can tie that into my record, look at the data and see how many times. That said, I guess it's okay. But again, it could be multiple reasons how I heard about the hotel. In our case, it was a recommendation. Why did you choose our property? Again, these are radio buttons, and I don't think that it's only it should be a choice of one. I think multiple. There could be a multiple. These could be check boxes because it could be more than one reason. Interestingly, if you do choose other, they do give you the opportunity to give an explanation. I assume that's true up here as well for the how did you hear about us, and that is true too. In our case, it was location only. Did you experience any issues during your stay? For us, it was no, but if I click yes, they do allow you to provide some deep detail. Again, there's only one. Theoretically, you could have more than one issue, and here they're only allowing us to choose one, although I could describe it, and please describe what happened. There is a text box there. But we did not have any issues, so I won't fill that out. And then here, please provide any additional comments that you would like to share with our general manager. Good. Text box, open-ended text area for comments, which we always like. Getting back to the invitation from before, I mentioned that it was signed management, and here they're asking for us to provide comments to share with their general manager. Again, I would have liked to see the invitation to take the survey signed by the general manager if we're going to tie it back here. I will fill this in because it was fantastic. And that's it. Let's submit it and see what happens. And it's simply a thank you page, logo of the hotel up here, thank you for your feedback, name of the hotel and address there. And that's it. And that's the whole survey. Short, sweet, one page, obviously some issues. Again, I don't think they're getting a heck of a lot of detail here. So it's just very basic. For us, it was sufficient because everything was terrific, but there's no specifics about the guest room and specific services like housekeeping, public spaces, other facilities. There was a fitness center. Just so many things that they're not getting detailed feedback on. So that's a little bit disappointing for us. Everything went really well, so it was great. I could have written all those things in the comments at the bottom, but if they're not going to specifically ask me about them, I'm not going to tell them, I guess. So this is a short one, shorter than I thought. So thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you again soon on another episode of So You Want My Feedback, part of the Feedback Matters podcast, blog, and YouTube channel. Thanks again.